Buongiorno and welcome back to Koi Fish Johnny. Okay, anyone that thought the drama had finished for the season, it hasn't. You won't believe this, right? I'm just, to be honest, getting a little bit peeved off with this now, but it is what it is. We'll just have to deal with it. There's no way around it. Sun's just blazing there. You can see my pond water there. If we drop down, or if we just look, it's a lot lower than it normally is. A little bit out of breath because obviously with my leg, struggling getting round, shouldn't really be outside, but I am. Playing with the kids on the rug in there, looked outside, thought pond water's super low. Why is that? Like at the window, why is that so low? And thankfully I'd taken this off the insulation board this morning so I could observe the fish, because last night was really cold. But I thought, why is the water so low all of a sudden? Anyway, put my Crocs on, flipped around the back, went round the back, only the rubber bloody welly off the bottom of the Nexus has fallen off, so the water was just pouring out there. Anyway, I'll walk round in a second with you. Sun is out now. Walk round with a second with you and show you what's going on. Obviously I don't want to walk on camera around there because with my leg being super bad, back in hospital tomorrow being Monday, to see what the diagnosis is of the problem. So in a way, lucky that I was sat on the rug with the kids playing, that I noticed this early because it could have gone a lot worse. Lucky that I've got ball valves. I'm lucky that it's in time during the day where I've got time to fix it, but I have got a huge problem. I can't, I'll tell you before I get round, I can't, with my knee, I can't get round to put the rubber welly back on and tighten it up, so I'm probably gonna have to call someone in. I'll try the wife first and see whether she can sort of assist it or tighten it while I lift it or whatever. You know what it's like, problem solving. If not, I'm gonna have to get someone round to help tighten that rubber welly up, which is just ridiculous. And again, it's just knock after knock, but it is what it is. Like I say, it could be a whole lot worse. It could have been midnight that it kicked off and froze my bloody pond, froze my pipes, knackered everything up. Thankfully during the day when I can see it, and the only thing, as I watched my son go through the snow, probably fall over, hopefully not, the only thing that I can think of is when I did fall, I must have pushed the pipe a little bit, or sort of damaged the pipe, or done something to the pipe that's pushed it out of order. I did have to instruct the wife when I was down on the floor with my kneecap out to put everything back together, which was quite easy because it was the end of the Nexus. Thankfully she just picked it out. I'll do a video on that because it's quite funny. It was stressful at the time, but she definitely isn't the reason why it's like this. I'm thinking that when I went back, maybe my foot hit it or something like that, that has dislodged everything. And then over time, with this weather expanding, contracting with ice and stuff, it's just forced it into a position. Jax, just stay still, son. Into a position it doesn't want to be. All right. So we'll go round to the back of the pond. I'll show you now, like a bird's eye view, and hopefully be able to get this resolved without the assistance of somebody external to their household. Okay guys, so I'm here back at the scene of the crime, and I'm just going to flip my mug out the way in a minute because I don't really want to move as much as possible and just show you like what's happened and hopefully how it's going to be easily resolved. Yeah, it's a bit of a bad situation, I'll be honest with you, but thankfully, like I said, I've just been able to hit the ball valve on the pipe there. If you can see the return from the Nexus, the high return, and the 4-inch ball valve there at the bottom coming in. So at the minute we've just got stationary water, which obviously isn't going to be good for the Nexus because it will probably freeze overnight because we're expecting -6s. You can see there, if I can flip you around, I'll tell you about it. Inside, because the water's dropped that much, it's within the skimmer there's not enough water, which also means now, I'm topping it up as we go, but it also means these 1-inch pipes running around the pond are now at risk as well from freezing. So that's good. Well, it's good that it's this time of the day. My plan is, it used to be on a brick. It used to be on a brick there, the pump coming out of the Nexus that pumps it all around. So now I'm going to put it on a couple of these, hopefully. This is the idea. That will compress down if there is any movement or anything to just support it, and hopefully if the welly slips over the night time, it doesn't all go out. Like I say, it is a bit nervous about this now because obviously back in hospital tomorrow, getting my knee assessed. If I have to have an operation, which I probably will have, I think, because it doesn't feel like it's getting much better. And with the minus temperatures, it couldn't literally be a worse time for this to happen. Now, I have hit bump after bump. It is unbelievable, the events I'm hitting. It's almost like not scripted, what do you call it? Something make-believe, like I'm doing this for views or something stupid like that. But this isn't the case, it's just my luck. And my luck is really, really out at the minute. But it is what it is. We'll get back out the other side and get up. And I know that people will help me, so it'll be what it'll be. We'll deal with it. Crack on. It's only a welly that's come loose and a knee that's fallen off. Okay guys, so turn on the light so you can see down here. Okay, as we go in there, you can see this is the high return here. That's the welly that's fallen off in there. And we need to reconnect onto there and tighten up with a flathead screwdriver or a little drill thing. But you can see it's not the easiest of places to get into. I've done it all tight to save space, but this is not going to be easy for the wife if she has to. I'm going to have to hold the pipe, or she's going to have to hold the pipe, or whatever. I have no idea. Normally, without a knee problem, this wouldn't be an issue. So actually, pull it back up, wedge some things underneath it, tighten it up, and off we go. But naturally, knee issue causing problems again. So, wish me luck. Okay guys, right, so wife has been an absolute superstar. Absolute superstar. She's just had to literally wedge herself in around the back there, which isn't easy to get to for anyone, especially on cold days like this, to help loosen naturally the clip we needed to adjust it from the other side. So I'll show you what we've done. We've wedged insulation board, thick insulation board underneath so it will compress if the ground's moving a little bit or something like that, and a little brick thing just temporarily for it to sit on. All right, the welly seems to be firmly back in place. We'll give it a good tug up and hopefully it'll come good. But I've not opened the valves yet, so I'm going to open the valves now. I'm going to flip my head round out the way, turn the light on because it's got a little cool light on top. Look at that now, Bobby Dazzler. And pray that this does not leak or fly off. I'm hoping the fact that we tightened it up, it's in place and it's supported by the insulation board and the brick, it won't just fly off. Obviously I do need to revisit this, but at the minute it's emergency measures. Anyway, pull my head out of the way. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm probably going to bed. Okay, so down, if you can see here, it don't look great, but it's wedged onto that. And the welly is like that. It does look a little bit high and bish bash boshed into place, but hopefully this will work. Okay, so first things first, let's turn the valve, praying that this doesn't fly off. So nothing, and water filling up on the inside nice and slowly. So it is going slowly, that. You can't see anything. It's a pressing and immediate concern, other than obviously it needs adjusting slightly this, but now is not the time or the place to be doing this with the knee, the frozen stuff. But the water's coming through, but just really slow. Either way, we're going to open the big valve now. You can't see any water dripping off there or flying around, so let's go for the big valve. Okay, I'll pop you down or up. Okay, so big valve open. Walking steadily, slowly. Right, I think because the water's dropped so low, there's not that much pressure in the actual thing. Because water, yeah, still should come through faster than it's coming through there. I don't understand that, but either way, we've got water coming into here, through here now, but the water level's really low in the pond, that's why it's only just creeping in. It's making its way through the middle. It'll start filling up the outside. Here, we've got some water coming into it. This is raising. All in all, so far, Oh, my knee. All in all, so far looking at it, we look like we've got that plaster on that broken leg, or in this case, we look like we've got that plaster on that dislocated knee. Like I say, plasters aren't forever, so it's not the permanent solution, but it is a solution we've got on located now. Just literally fingers crossed, because the look is just a bit down. Okay, the pond level is, if you can see there, is just about meeting the skimmer length. So on the front window, that'll be about 6, 7, 8 inches off where it really should be, which will obviously enable the Nexus to fill up a lot quicker and better. All in all, just fingers crossed, guys. Absolutely fingers crossed that this stays good. I'm going to end the video now. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Well, not enjoyed it, there's a couple of little jokes in, but just seeing the drama that is the season of 2022, I can't wait to see the back of it, to be honest. Alright, so fingers crossed hospital goes good tomorrow. Fingers crossed this stays in place, and fingers crossed we can just fly through the winter and it doesn't get as cold as it's recently been. Okay, so this has been Koi Fish Johnny. Friendly, fishy fun. This ain't fun, but it's certainly fishy. Take it easy.